Testing 1 2 3. Perfect. Oop. The audio, bro. Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Alright, I'm just gonna keep it there. I don't know what's going on. I think it's my mic at this point. It's fine. It's okay. Let's get into it. Alright, this is part 6. Crazy enough. We're already at part 6. Shiny hunting to Deoxys and both the physical cartridge of Fire Red and the Switch version of Leaf Green. So, pretty crazy. Pretty cool. Kind of funny because I finished my shiny quest to get like a complete party of shinies to beat the game like that for the first time. Because I never did that before, so... Alright, come on. Is my control not working? Oh, it's not. So... It should work now. Maybe... No. Hold up. Alright, let me fix this real quick. This is on 4. And this one is on 4. There we go. Alright, so I got a whole shiny team. And pretty much what I wanted to do is beat the game with a whole shiny team for the first time. So it took me about a year and some change to acquire the shinies, the ones I wanted specifically in Fire Red. And I was able to do it. And so there was a time where I was streaming last year where we had Safari Week. And so you can see the memories actually right there. This is Safari Week. Well, you had to be post-game to get certain item in order to trade from other games, Ruby and Sapphire. To get what I wanted to get was a Pokemon with the ability Illuminate. And so I had to beat post-game and I had to collect the gems to get the machine going, if you guys know about post-game Fire Red and Leaf Green. And so I did that, and so from doing all that, beating the game, I was kind of rushing because I was taking a break after I got my last shiny for Fire Red. I took a break, so I couldn't even beat the Elite Four or anything because I was still kind of exhausted. But Safari Week came, and I'm like, oh, I have to do this first to get to post game and beat that. So I ended up rushing it, but it was pretty cool to get the Hall of Fame with complete shinies of my favorite Pokemon. And so it was pretty crazy. I never did that in any Pokemon game at all. And then to do it in my childhood game was pretty dope. It was pretty amazing. But that's how I left off in Fire Red. And so I was just in post game. And so it occurred to me when I was like shiny hunting Deoxys on stream, I think it was like on the second day or something, or the third day. I was like, yo, actually, I'm in a perfect spot in Fire Red to do the same hunt if I wanted to. And so there you go. I was in the perfect spot post game with the Rainbow Pass and everything. So all you have to do in order for you to get the events, to get the tickets into your actual physical cartridge, is there's various ways. I talked about it in my previous streams. But the way I did it was with something called NDS event tool altogether for the DS. You're gonna need a R4 card, and you're gonna need Fat DS or DS Lite specifically. It has to be able to play GBA games that you could enter it. But pretty much the R4 card, you load that program into the R4 card, and you play it, you run the program, and then you slip in whatever cartridge you have of Pokemon for the Game Boy Advance, and then there it's going to allow you to inject the events into the game. And so that's like one of the cleanest ways you can do it. There's other ways, but it's pretty much the same thing. And to me, that's like the fastest way you can do it. But you have to beat the game completely. You have to go to a Pokemart, and then you have to go to a list of paper next to the guy selling stuff in the Pokemart, and you have to put link together with all. And from there, you get the mystery thing when you go into the game. I'll show you right here. So I don't even know if LeafGreen has that right now, to be honest. Yep, it doesn't. So you see mystery gift. You cannot get this without going to the Pokemart and putting in that code. Link together with all. After you put in that code, the guy in the Pokemart, he starts to like freak out. Oh, you used a certain key, certain words all together. La la la. Mystery gift. And then from there, you're able to inject. The cool thing is that like the NDS event tool, if you don't do that first, it's not like it's gonna break your game or anything. All it says is gonna give you pretty much it's not gonna let you do it, and it's gonna tell you, hey, you actually cannot do this. You have to do this first, and then you do it first, and then you go back, and then everything works perfect. You do have to do the tickets one at a time, inject it one at a time, because you cannot get both at the same time. You have to put one ticket, inject it, go to the Poke Center this time, go to the second floor, take the ticket from the guy, and then rinse and repeat with the other one, the other tool. And that's it. It is super simple, and you're able to, you know, shiny hunt on your actual physical cartridge. And really, I think it's the safest bet too, because even if you do it via just your computer, there is a program you can run and do the same thing. I never tried it, but this one's super simple, man. I still need to do with my emerald. I don't know if I injected my emerald yet with the events, the shiny hunt stuff in my emerald, but that's gonna come next eventually. But yeah, you do have to beat the Elite Four and do certain conditions, and depending on the game, and it's not even that bad. It's pretty cool, pretty simple. But yeah, I have a good feeling about today. It's been almost a week shiny hunting this guy. I have a good feeling today. Hopefully my feelings are right, my spidey senses are right, and we get a shiny today. We will be going to, I'll say like 2600 or more. I think 2600 after 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, I'm not sure. But that's pretty good. You know, we're not just doing one game at a time for shiny. We're doing two. So it kind of like speeds up the process, you know, so to speak. It's all about luck in the end of the day, and you know, I could definitely not get it, you know, for days, for weeks, but it all depends. We'll see what happens. Skip, skip, and all right. I'm really hyped in shiny hunting Mewtwo. That's the one that's been on my mind. And I did cop a copy of LeafGreen. Finally, I've completed the collection of GBA, which is pretty sick. The GBA Pokemon collection, and I'm very excited to shiny hunt. I am thinking, since I got Squirtle, I got Charmander shiny already. It only makes sense to get Bulbasaur. It is not my favorite Pokemon at all. It is a part of the OG squad, which I respect. He is cool as hell, don't get me wrong. But and he is not even, he's not worthless. He's actually a poison type and a grass type as well. So he's not even useless or anything. So I think it's about time I shiny hunt Bulbasaur. And it's on a LeafGreen. It makes sense. He's on the label, you know. I think everything makes sense to shiny hunt Bulbasaur, so I think it's gonna happen, bruh. And if it's a female or whatever, I don't care. I usually shoot for male starters, but it don't matter. And yeah, I think I do want to do like a shiny team as well. It's gonna feel only right to do a shiny team. And of course, I'm not gonna do the same Pokemon at all. It's gonna be completely different Pokemon for my LeafGreen versus my Fire Red. Because I got my all-time favorite shinies on Fire Red, and that's already done. So I gotta get some more favorites. Like I do want a Dragonair. That's for sure. Or Dragonite, I mean. I want a Dragonite for sure. I know that one. Dragonite, I may do I gotta see the exclusives too. Cause I may pick exclusives to LeafGreen. We'll see. I have to look at a list and sit down and yeah, see what happens. But I gotta figure out a shiny team. And I don't think I want to do a shiny before every gym, because that's gonna kind of like force me to get Pokemon that I wouldn't necessarily want for my team. So, and it won't be that fun because it will take so long. Either way, it's gonna take long, but at least I'm gonna be shiny hunting Pokemon I want for my team. So yeah, I'm thinking of just building up a shiny team at any point of the game before they leave 4. That's the only kind of like the rule I give myself. It's just gotta get a whole shiny team before beating they leave 4 and beat it with the shiny team that you want. So there are like a lot of cool ones I want to get. It's pretty sick. Like I'm happy I copped it now before the prices just keep going crazier and crazier. I was able to get a really clean copy. If you guys join my Discord, by the way, I do have homies there, and we all shiny hunt together. We all like showcase our stuff and hype each other up shiny hunting. So it's a really good positive set of people in there, and you could see because I do share photos of recently bought games and whatnot, and we all talk, hang out together sometimes. So if you guys are down, the more the merrier. It's a fun little group. And yeah, like it's gonna be a fun time. Like it's a big difference shiny hunting on a physical, OG real Pokemon game than doing it on like a digital copy of a game. Like it always feels a lot better to have the physical game and to do it on there, for me. And it just gives me more like motivation to shiny hunt on it. And then when you catch a shiny on that physical OG Pokemon game, it feels crazy. It feels like something has been unlocked. An achievement has been unlocked, and you know. But yeah, I never had a copy of LeafGreen, by the way, as well, in my whole life. So it would be a first. Everything's a first there. So I did play LeafGreen already. Like, unfortunately, but not unfortunately, because it was still fun. Because this is got released by Nintendo. This is an official like release of the old Pokemon game on the Switch. So it's pretty cool to beat the game and post game on the actual Switch of the actual release. Like the first 3 days, it took me 3 days, but it was pretty cool. It had to be done, so it's fine. I got like kind of like a glimpse of what it is. I do want to, well, I don't want to set it in stone yet, but Pinsir is pretty dang cool. That's another Pokemon. I do want to make my team make sense more than Fire Red as well. My Fire Red team, it was just my favorite Pokemon. It wasn't a balanced set team, but accidentally, I have like pretty dang good Pokemon in there, so that I got lucky with that are like really damn good. They just work together, so I got lucky with that. But this one, I think for the Leaf Green, it's gonna be also like heavy hitters, the best Pokemon of the game. I'm gonna use certain kind of like elements for my team. I do want them to be like really good Pokemon of that game, because every game has really good Pokemon in them. That there's Pokemon that are set apart that are just like, they're kind of broken in a sense. But I do want really good Pokemon, but at the same time, I do want Pokemon I actually like as well. They can't just be like, okay, this Pokemon's broken, let's shiny hunt him. Like, no. It's gotta be someone that I like. So, it's gonna be fun. And I do have to make sure the hunt itself is not insane, because there's some Pokemon that are ridiculous, like Chansey. There's no chance. There's no chance at all, not in this universe, for me to hunt a Chansey. It would be just like sick as hell to have a shiny Chansey from the Safari Zone. Like, that is respect, man. That's respect from the whole Pokemon universe right there, the whole community. And that is like a nightmare to do, so I'm okay. So we'll see what happens there, but I am very excited. It's gonna be fun. Skip. Ooh. I do have the reason both of these pictures look different. I do have a one is running on the Switch, the other one is running on a GameCube, but with a picture converter. It's running Prism, and the cool thing about Prism converter is that it comes with its own little remote. You could adjust the picture if you want scan lines, if you don't. They have so many different options, the contrast, everything. So I carefully, it took me days of trying to get the picture just right the way I want to. And the picture looks beautiful. It looks better than the Switch, to be honest. Those colors just pop, man. Like, it looks so nice. I'm kind of surprised. Like, the grass is greener, literally, on the other side. Like, it looks super nice. And Deoxys actually, he kind of shows a closer, his actual, like, overworld sprite shows a better, the color he has makes more sense. And then on the Switch, I do have HDR on my computer, so it does affect what I see is different for sure. But it makes more sense, his color, than the one on the Switch. The one on the Switch for me is purple. I think that's what other people see. For this one's actually like closer to a blue, a light blue. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It looks really nice. But of course, the Prism, I think when I got it was like 70, close to $100 for a good picture. So, and then there's better ones out there, which is crazy. There's better like HDMI picture converters that cost way more money, and hell yeah, the picture has to look super freaking nice. One thing I do want to see eventually is seeing how the picture of an analog pocket, the picture looks on a TV. Because I heard another thing that turns me off from actually getting it's like the little dock. So pretty much I have an analog pocket. The dock is separate, but without the dock, you cannot connect a Bluetooth controller and play wirelessly like that. So that's the thing. But also the bad thing about it is that for some reason it brings down the resolution from 1440 to 1080p to the TV, so the TV display is 1080p, which makes no sense to me. Like, if it's connected to a TV, it should like enhance depending on your monitor or whatever, right? Like, of course, depending on the chips and whatever kind of hardware it has inside, it can't run anything too crazy because, of course, the system could get hot or it just can't do it, etc. But for an expensive device, I do think it should at least run 1440p at the least. And then close, probably 2K. I don't even say 4K. And then for these games, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to run 4K for these games. I understand that. There are other cores that you can run on the analog pocket, like SNES, and like you could run Doom. Doom just came out. I literally got the email for it like 1 or 2 days ago. And like, hey, yeah, they made a pocket version of Doom. I was like, oh, let's go. I need to install it. I haven't gotten to install it, but that's got to be so fresh. That's got to be so sick. But yeah, that's pretty cool. They always they're like always making new cores for the analog pocket, and cores are just like kind of like ports and or kind of like things that like you can run certain systems and stuff on the analog pocket. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I do want to get more like Game Boy like things added to the analog pocket, more kind of like settings, more things. you know. I was thinking of getting another one eventually too, because it's just so good. Like, I do have other like modified GBAs, but there's like little problems that like my little consoles each of them has its own like unique problem. So it kind of like I either have to take it apart and fix it, which is not a big deal to be honest, but it kind of like turns me off from using it when the battery could die fast. And actually the second best console I have, and it's one I got recently as well too, and it runs perfect. You know, it has a little cosmetic wear from the front LCD panel, which is replaceable, which is perfect. I can't find the exact color for the little front piece of it, but I don't care. The back piece, the actual piece that matters, where you can't really replace, quote unquote. You know, I'd rather keep it with the original like Game Boy shell. But it is in great condition, and I just replaced the battery, and it just lasts forever. And it is the Game Boy Micro. And it is freaking beautiful. The the one thing I like most about the Micro is the way the buttons feel. They feel so crisp. Like controlling the little character in any game you play, it feels so like it makes sense. Like it's supposed to run with that hardware. Like it is just perfect. The battery lasts for a long ass time. Like I before just getting it the way it was, the battery will last me probably like an hour, maybe an hour and 30 minutes if I'm lucky. But that's running it with like lower, you know, brightness and all that stuff. But now it can last up to I think 8 hours. So nobody's gonna play a Game Boy game unless they're shiny hunting. But still, that's like a perfect time for any shiny hunter too as well. So the only bad thing about the Micro is that it uses like it uses a specific cable. So let's say if you want to trade from Game Boy to Game Boy, you can't because it uses proprietary a port that's like just so fucking like, you know, custom to that. Like nobody uses that port. You know, like it is so weird. So there are like adapters you can buy that allows you to trade like with other people using normal like Game Boy Advances and stuff. It has the actual adapter for that port and stuff, so you could get that, but I heard it's expensive. I haven't searched for myself because I have many ways to do it. I don't have to use the Micro, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Supposedly those cables are rare, the actual Nintendo adapters, and they're expensive. That's what I heard. So yeah, I don't want to get that anytime soon. Like it's pretty cool though. Like if you were to go to a garage sale and like somehow you get so lucky and you find that cable or something, you know, that would be cool. But if you go to like a retro game shop, they're gonna know what they have. Nobody's stupid nowadays. It's hard to catch stupid people nowadays selling certain things because the internet's right there in front of their hands. Like everybody has a mobile computer with them 24/7. So all you have to do is like look up the market value of this item, and that's it, man. It tells you. So yeah, especially a third-party shop like that, they're gonna sell it for even more money. So that's kind of what I don't like about retro game stores, is that of course it makes sense. They're trying to make money, you know, so they can't sell it. You know, they're trying to make a profit. That's what I'm trying to say. So of course they're not gonna sell things sometimes at market value too, unless they get it dirt cheap, you know. But yeah. it's kind of cool that even the GameCube, the Game Boy player for the GameCube, has the actual port that you can put a link cable into and trade. So it's pretty badass. Like that's kind of like the safest way, I guess, to trade anything because no battery's gonna die. That thing's connected straight to a outlet, so it's really cool. So I can trade right now with another game if I wanted to, just like that, which is amazing to me. I'm kind of happy I got my Game Boy player and my modified GameCubes because they come in clutch, man, for real. There's a thermal paste that I have to replace for one of them, but these things don't run hot. Like they run really cool, but just for you know, just to do it, you know, just to know that it's done and it's clean, has clean thermal paste. I do want to do it. And it's GameCubes are so easy to take apart too, by the way. They are like so simple. It's like it's really cool if you guys never did it before cuz it's all like a little puzzle piece. Like everything fits perfect in the location where it's supposed to be. It's so nice. So, cleaning a GameCube, you guys shouldn't feel like intimidated at all cuz it is like it's like a fun little project because it's so simple for people who don't know how to do it. You do need a custom screwdriver to take out those like certain screws. Like that's the only thing. It is dirt cheap on Amazon. I'm not sure if you can get it off of like Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that, Harbor Freight. But for sure online, eBay, you know, whatever you like to use, somebody's gonna sell it, man. And so it's not even that bad. It's a fun little project. It has a small little fan. It is funny. The next thing I would like to get, like one day, is to get a custom shell for my GameCube. Just to make one look really nice. Because they actually sell the shell for the Game Boy player as well. So you can match everything. You can get a custom controller and match it with the same like color. And just make everything look like super fresh. But yeah, goals, man. Those are kind of like my goals. It's just customizing and fixing consoles. Is what I like to do, man. Since I was a kid, I think truly that's what like was in my heart, is just to take apart stuff and break it, and or if I'm lucky enough to fix it. So it is fun for me. When I was a kid, I had no patience. Like I did not care if it broke. I'll take part of the like remote. I'll get in trouble by my parents, and yeah. But I always wonder how everything works, and slowly now I'm learning, but there's so much to know, man. Like it is so deep with specific chips and capacitors and like everything, man. It's crazy. But I do learn for fun, and it's pretty cool. I wish I had like the funds to have one of those special equipments that kind of magnifies what you're working on, and a really good soldering machine, and just have like a really badass equipment to do really clean jobs. Because I have shitty ones, like the cheapest ones you can get right now. And I've been able to do really decent jobs, but still, you know, my skills have a long way to go. But it's really fun just to have little hobbies like that. And when you fix something, it is pretty amazing. Let's go. 2,119 already. It's only been 35 minutes. Nice. We get so many encounters doing 2 versus 1 by itself, one game. This is like amazing. So if I get a shiny Deoxys in the physical cartridge, which is the one on the right, I'm just gonna, ooh, 21. I'm just gonna consider that a catch. Because, and for sure, for whichever one doesn't get it, it's the hunt's always gonna be there for me to just continue for fun, whenever. So, either one I get it on is gonna be cool. There are pros and cons to depending which one I get it in what, but honestly, it doesn't matter because it's kind of the same thing. It's like I'll be so stoked if I get it on the physical cartridge because it's there on my physical, you know, real cartridge of Pokemon. And if I get it for the digital version of the Switch, I can send it to home eventually, Pokemon Home, and it is connected with all my modern games, and it is there. So either way, it's like pretty cool, you know? The cons for the Switch one is that you cannot, you know, put it in a physical cartridge of the real game. It's kind of stuck there, in a sense. And so, and actually for the physical one, you could do like this whole thing and just send it to modern games anyway, if you really wanted to. I do have the 3DS, and you know, that's all that stuff is not even that hard to do. I have everything. You just have to have a little patience. You have to have certain conditions like games that are already beaten for you to actually bring those games there and etc. But not bad. So yeah, either one, it'll be super sick. As long as I get the shiny Deoxys, I can like mark it out of my list and be like, hey, I finally did something I wanted to do since I was a kid, you know? When I was a kid, I just wanted a Deoxys, man. I just wanted it in my game. And to be able to shiny hunt this right now is pretty amazing, man. It is crazy. It's like, who knew my kid dreams were still my adult dreams? Who knew that that was never going to change? Who knew I was going to have fun playing these old games in the future, you know? It's like when you're older, all you want to do is get the nostalgia feeling. All we want to do is feel like the happiness we felt when we were kids. That's all we want to feel again, which is crazy. Like the most simplest things that we did as kids mean so much to us as adults. It's kind of nuts. I think as you get older too, you kind of you're more content. Everybody's different, of course, but I feel like you get more content with the simple things. You don't like a brand new car. Yeah, it's gonna bring you joy and stuff, but it's not gonna hit as hard as something like this, like nostalgia and accomplishing something that kind of means a lot to you deep down. So this is pretty like badass, not gonna lie. I would like to change my Porygon 2 to Charizard. So I can have Blastoise on the left, Charizard on the right, shiny. But I don't want to repeat this puzzle too, because the more time you sit on just leaving that triangle, the red triangle alone, the more of a chance it's going to reset. And you have to do the whole puzzle again, so I'm kind of not feeling that. Which the puzzle is not even that bad, by the way. For some reason, when I was younger, I felt like it was way harder than what it is, but it's actually pretty simple. It's not even that bad. The red Dorito. This is the Pocky's Ghost chip right here. He's like, you destroyed my Pocky's chip. Feel my wrath. One thing I wanted to do is like learn the lore of Deoxys. Where does he come from? Like, I feel like his story doesn't make sense. He's just a virus in the atmosphere, in space or something. It's like, okay, but why? Why are you that? Explain to me. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just me. Take me or leave me, bro. He is so cool to not have like a really good backstory. At least he was in like some Pokemon movies. I think 1 or 2. I don't know if he was in more than 2. But such a cool Pokemon. Like, he looks so freaking sick. But I wish he had a deeper root in Pokemon, and they just, you know, they celebrated him more, you know. Feel like people have just forgotten him. Thank God this game just released, and finally we got, you know, more people knowing about Deoxys. So that's probably gonna bring Deoxys more into the future. It's more like more probable for Deoxys to be more of a thing in the future. So that's pretty sick. Oh, I just heard what just got leaked is that Ruby and Sapphire looks like they're coming too. Of course they're coming, but it looks like we may be getting it sooner than later. But I saw it on my like little Google like news feed thing, and it's just like, hey, guess what? You know it. So that's pretty amazing. Like, I am excited, but I've beaten these games so many times, so I'm like, okay, get to do it again. But it's really sick to actually have it in, you know, modern day a modern day console, and for it to be integrated into Pokemon Home and stuff. So freaking sick. These games hit different too, man. When you play these, you get like actual like this a good flavor from playing this, you know. It doesn't feel like, you know, the developers put like no love into it and they just rushed this. This feels really nice, especially Fire Red and Leaf Green. They are like big games with so many Pokemon and stuff. Super sick. So I'm very excited for that. Mewtwo, we'll see where I hunt him next. I'll probably do the same thing, honestly, because I haven't hunted Mewtwo on my Fire Red as well, so I could definitely probably do the same thing. Just double hunts. So that's actually, I just thought of it right now. As I'm streaming, I get ideas. I'm like, wait, I can do that. I have free will. Yeah, Mewtwo would be sick. I never shiny hunted Mewtwo in any game. So it would be amazing. And Mewtwo, like, his shiny is not my favorite, you know, shiny out there. Like, it could be way better. Still looks really sick. But I do like Mewtwo as a Pokemon, as a lab created Pokemon from the DNA of Mew. He is so sick, especially that first movie that came out. That's my childhood, bro. I think I literally I don't know if I went on a like a school like field trip thing to the movies, because that's what my school would do sometimes, which is really nice, you know. It's like, it's better than nothing. But I don't know if we did see that movie with a field trip or my parents just took me. But I remember getting the actual Mew card. I may or may not have it in my little collection, but I actually was there. I got the card, and I watched the movie in the cinema, which is pretty amazing, you know. And since Pokemon's getting so popular, so in the future, like, you know, I can like tell my story. Yep, I got the original cards when I was a kid. Yep, I saw the first movie in the big screen. Yep, I wasted a lot of time shiny hunting in these games. I'm so cool. Kind of cool. Like things you take for granted, it could be pretty amazing in the future. You know, doesn't feel like a big deal, but it's pretty cool. I heard that the the actual like you know, anybody who owns shares of Pokemon, the Pokemon shares skyrocketed again, like Team Rocket, and so it's really high again. So that would have been like a good idea to buy shares. You know, it doesn't have to be huge shares, but you know, if you're able to do that, I'm not sure if you can just buy like $100 shares or whatever. But it went up again, which is insane. Pokopia, man, who would have guessed? It didn't seem that crazy to me, Pokopia, but it's like it kind of invites anybody, which is really cool. And since people love Animal Crossing and they're like, hey, this kind of looks like the same as Animal Crossing or Minecraft or whatever. And then what I'm hoping for is that they don't abandon Pokopia in the future. Hopefully they can add more and more content, just like Minecraft, you know. Unfortunately, Animal Crossing got updates too, but so late, you know? And it wasn't like it's really cool, the quality of life stuff we wanted a long time ago, but at the same time they could have added way more things, man. Like Minecraft, it hits, bro. Like they're always adding like actual things you can do in there, and you know, it hits different, bro. Hold up. I'm pressing stuff on my phone by mistake. Alright. But I'm hoping, because I am going to play it. But I'm hoping they just keep adding things to it and it just becomes even better. You know, there's more things to do. Because that's the good thing about these sandbox games and stuff, that there's so many things to do. It's like up to you. Whatever your imagination, you know, sets you on a path. Like to have the options to do certain things is really amazing, you know. So the thing, another thing, I've been just scrolling on YouTube and I've been seeing Pokopia stuff, and I'm not trying to look at it because I want to play it myself. But I got like a spoiler, and it kind of made me sad. I thought it was super amazing to see it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys at all, if anybody watches this video. But for sure, I was like, dang it, I didn't want to see that. But it seems really cool, and yeah, you can do cool things. So we'll see how it goes, man. Once I play the game, I'm gonna give my super honest opinion on this channel, and you know, I'll let you know. And I'm a really open-minded guy too, but I'll let you know from a perspective of a OG player of Pokemon and all that stuff. It is not, you know, like the Pokemon games like this, like the OG games. Of course, it's a whole different thing, but I'll give you my perspective. I played Animal Crossing and played a lot of Minecraft, so hopefully I do like it though. And if I really like it and it's really fun and you can do stuff, you know, like, you know, it kind of like shocks me and I'm like, oh crap, it's actually really, really good. I'm gonna try to get my girl into it, so we can both play it at the same time. Almost 200 or 200 encounters for today. At that almost 200 mark. The LeafGreen game on the Switch, of course, runs faster. I cannot like move as fast through the like you know, the beginning screen and all that stuff. You can't like, it doesn't go as quick, but it's not that quick. I think they add certain delays, like right here. That delay is always going to be there because that's just part of the game. It's not part of like a loading type screen. Here is where it's different. You see, it's instantaneous. It's not. It doesn't take any time at all. But yeah, I mean, all that like minor loading time, it does add up. So it's pretty amazing to have everything like instantaneous. You can like get through wherever you want to get to, especially with shiny hunting. That's the best part about it, right? Everything moves so quickly, you see? That's already there. And then this one takes a little while. But yeah. Not too bad. Let's go. I do want a Dragonite for my shiny team for LeafGreen. That's set in stone for sure. Because I was going to add him to my Fire Red shiny team, but there's so many, you know, like good Pokemon. But for sure he's up there. A Dragonite. I do like the way Tangela looks in these games. He looks like crazy looking. Especially he's in Pokopia, you know. An evolution of him. Which he looks pretty cool. He kind of looks like a Rasta guy. And he has this kind of like, and you know, in the game he's this kind of like wisdom type of dude. He just knows things. He takes care of you in a sense. I haven't played the game yet, but that's what I get from watching. He's kind of there guiding you. So it kind of, you know, makes me want to like shiny hunt Tangela even more. I'll LeafGreen. I don't mind going through the game like all over again for the 50th time probably. There are parts of the story where it gets tedious and it just takes too long. Like when you go to the Team Rocket building and you're going in the teleporter and you're teleporting like back and forth through different floors. Oh my god, bro, it's so annoying. But recently I've done it a couple times where I'm kind of already getting used to it, where it's like I know what to do more or less. I know which teleporter you have to go to. I think it's third floor teleporter on the left hand side. That one leads you to Gary, which leads you to getting to the actual objective in that place. So I'm not as confused, but it is tiring to go through the building and then fight. The way I play, I want to fight every single trainer in the game. So I purposely go through every floor, through every teleporter to get every item, to fight every, you know, opponent there. So I kind of make it worse for me. Because if I don't do it, it's kind of like OCD where like, oh man, I didn't really complete this game the right way, you know, type of thing. So I have to, you know, fight all these trainers, you know, to feel completed. Like I actually completed this. So I'm gonna definitely do that again. Because that's the way I play. And I like to catch mostly, I'm not gonna say all, but I like to catch mostly all the Pokemon in every different patch of grass through the story. I tend to try to catch most of them. There's some that are annoying, so I kind of leave for later, but most of them I do catch right away. I do want to get a shiny Pikachu, but I know that's gonna be a nightmare. So I'll see. It would be amazing. It would be freaking amazing, but it is scary. It's a 5% encounter in Fire Red and LeafGreen. So Lord have mercy. That is a hell of a shiny hunt right there. And if I do it, man, like I'm gonna stick to it like for sure. Like And I'll probably do it off stream, to be honest, just so I can just do it whenever I want. Like, I think there might be some Pokemon I do on the stream for LeafGreen, but honestly, I kind of want to do it for me type thing. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm already planning everything out, man. We'll see how everything goes. The ballroom blitz. Deoxys. I do need as many Deoxys as I can get. All different shiny hunts of Deoxys, because I do want different shiny forms of Deoxys, so I can put them into different games. That would be cool to do like a long-term goal to just try to get, you know, shiny Deoxys, and then I think there's 5 different forms, I believe, something like that. So yeah, it would be cool to be able to have every Deoxys in every game that I own physically. Speed form, attack form, defense form, and all that good stuff. I think my favorite is the speed form Deoxys. And I think for LeafGreen, he's defense. I think for Fire Red, he's attack form, which to me is way better. The cool thing is that depending on the game is when he transforms. So it's not a permanent transformation. So let's say if you get a nature that kind of like works with a certain like evolution of him or form, you can make it work, which is something that just, it's amazing. So if you get something that favors attack for your stats and nature, boom, put it in Fire Red. So you can make like, you know, you can kind of like articulate, you know, and just make it work. Get in there. Shiny Deoxys right now. Shiny Deoxys right freaking now. On both games. No. Just imagine. That's another thing I was thinking. I'm like, it would be insane to get in both games a shiny. I saw a video on YouTube Shorts. There's a shiny hunter. He was trying to go for a shiny starter in I don't know if he was playing Ruby or Sapphire or Emerald, but I'm guessing it was Ruby or Sapphire. And he was already in like 20,000 or something. I don't know how many encounters, or 30,000. And so he was kind of already getting kind of tired of the hunts. But the worst thing happened, where he did get a shiny, but it was the actual Zigzagoon that you have to fight in the beginning when you get your starter. That ended up being shiny, and he kind of looked devastated. He was like shocked, and he looked devastated too. It's like, you're at that point, like, I don't care who it is, bro. If you see a shiny at all, it's pretty amazing. But of course you're gonna feel bad about it that you can't catch it. But after that, the craziest thing happens, and his starter ends up being shiny too. I think it was a Mudkip. So it was like something that could only happen in like, I think there's a billion chance or like a million chance. There's like a high number where that doesn't happen every day at all, bro. That's like insane kind of luck. But both of them were shiny. And he got it on video, which is pretty cool. So you never know, man. Both of these Pokemons could be, Deoxys could be shiny in both games at the same time. Anything could happen. I still believe that. And it would be amazing to get that on video, just for myself. It'll probably be a first in the world, you know, type of deal. And this is all with like actual physical hardware, Nintendo stuff. This is all like There's no emulation, which is way better for me. If anything like that happens, it better be on physical, like cartridge on like Nintendo hardware, just to make it so legitimate, you know. The ballroom blitz. 22-13. I am recently hatching eggs. I'm trying to get a shiny Sudowoodo at the moment. I already hatch about, I would say, 15 to 20 eggs and still nothing. But it is an exploit, so like, it's not that awesome. It is amazing to get a shiny, the shiny you want and stuff, but it's not full odds, so it's not as amazing, you know. But I always wanted a shiny Sudowoodo, so I'm just having fun with Crystal because I do have two crystals, like Pokemon Crystal cartridges, and for one, I think I'm just gonna have fun with it and build a shiny team, hatching eggs, and then for the other one, I want to do a full odds shiny team, so I can just play the game because it's been so long. I haven't beaten Crystal actually. I beat it multiple times growing up, as a kid, as a teenager, I think even as a young adult. Like, it was always there. I had my childhood Crystal and I never got rid of it. Thank God. But I did beat it multiple times where I gave it a long rest. I'm like, oh, cool, Pokemon Crystal. And so I would like pop it in the Game Boy and just play it again for fun. So I haven't beat it. So it'll be cool to beat it with Shiny Team. Hey, Dash Barrel, what's up? How's it going? How's your day going so far? We got someone. Trying to hunt shiny Deoxys. This is day 6 for me, so I'm hoping I get lucky today. What's the shiny look? Oh, how does it look like? It's on the screen on the bottom left, if that's what you're asking. It looks like that. It's like gold with turquoise. It kind of reminds me of like grandma jewelry, where they like everything to have turquoise on it. So he has that grandma style look. But that's just me poking fun at him. Turquoise with gold. Such a weird mixture of colors there, but he does look amazing. Do not get me wrong. But yeah, hoping to get it soon. It's like I'm 1 day away from like a week of shiny hunting this guy, and I've been putting good amount of time too. Yesterday I put like 3 hours. The other day it was like 2 hours and something minutes. So I've been trying here. Boom. Are you shiny hunting? I was gonna put the encounters separately, like fire red encounters of Deoxys separately from my LeafGreen one, but I was like, it's kind of hard to do that. I'll have to kind of make one manual and the other one's automatic, but I'll have to press a button. And every time I do that, if I'm not locked on, I always mess it up because I'm either talking about something, and so I just put the encounters together. It sucks we can't have certain numbers, you know, because it's right now it's like on odd numbers. It's 1, 3, 5, etc. So there's certain numbers we can get shiny. So, but yeah, yeah. Like when I put my mic up, uh, it sounds really low. I mean, it sounds really weird. It makes a noise. But let me see if I can fix that right now. I do gotta just permanently fix this situation. Like on my phone, I could hear myself, but I have the volume up really loud. Oh, let me see. Testing 1 2 3. You hear that weird noise? It could be me for sure though, too. Does it sound better or no? It kind of sucks. I think it might be my mic or some weird setting I have right now. Let me check these settings real quick, make sure. But I think, well, let me see. Yeah, it's not the camera. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna have to really figure it out probably today after the stream. I'll try to make sure to get it running good. It's just I have things in my schedule, and yesterday I was like the whole day. I was able to stream, but the whole day I was doing something. Like this whole week, this whole like month, man. It's just been one thing after the other. Just being very proactive though. Let me talk close to the mic too, it might help. Cause that does affect it. Like when you're close to the mic, it definitely gets louder. You know, so I gotta do that. Yeah. Does it sound better, or do you hear a weird sound? Okay. Nice. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah. So I just recently bought a copy of LeafGreen. I'm very excited. I found a really good copy. It's not perfect, but it's kind of close to like almost being brand new. But it looks super nice. And for the price, like I'm happy with it. I just wanted something decent. I didn't want something perfect. But yeah, I gotta. It's on its way too. It shipped pretty quickly, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna start shiny hunting again. I never had a copy of LeafGreen, so. Wait, what's this here? What's this? I may have to go to the store after the stream too, because I'm running out of food, man. I started eating like this healthy cereal, and it hits so hard. Like it tastes so good. You can't even tell it's like healthy cereal, because it tastes perfect. Like you still get the sweetness. I'm drinking it with skim milk too, on top of everything, and it still tastes really good. It's like I'm getting away with something here. But yeah, I need to go buy a couple of things. It's called like Honey Nut, but it's not the actual brand called Honey Nut Cheerios, but it's like a knockoff healthy version of it. And it is so freaking good. And I need to get vitamin D in my system, so like it all works. Yeah. No, that's usually what we buy is the almond milk one. We get the unsweetened one. That's usually our go-to right there. But we got skim. And then usually those type of milks have more, like it's healthier for you, like there's more of like the healthy things inside of it for you as well, like vitamin D and everything. Like it's way better for you in the long run. So but yeah, we recently just, well, me, I've been eating really healthy for a couple months now, almost a year actually. I just been so focused on my health. I'll dump. Nope, I already got a copy. eBay's telling me make an offer for Pokemon Leaf Green. I'm like, nope, I already got a copy, man. No, thank you. People on eBay, they're selling these games for way too much, man. Like scalpers and stuff. Like it's ridiculous. And somehow, Pokemon Leaf Green it costs more money than Pokemon Fire Red. I don't know why. But yeah, people are asking like $200, $150, and for copies that are not even that good. They're kind of like used and abused. It goes. There's people cutting my grass outside. Have you seen Pokopia? Or have you played it by any chance? I think Pokopia might be the game of the year, man. It looks like it because people are going crazy for it, so. Especially for Pokemon games. I think that one is the game. Oh, okay. Cool. It the Switch 2, yeah. It's only for the Switch 2. Bokopia. Unfortunately, I think you know, Nintendo's hardware is kind of crap even for 2026. I wish they kind of released these games on Steam as well, but of course it makes sense. They want to release their own games and make the money, the business part about it, but yeah, I would prefer to run these games on like, my computer and my other devices cuz the hardware it's lacking big time, and everybody else is integrating with Steam now, so it makes sense. But not Nintendo. It would be cool if you had like a really good computer. You can run these games at like super high quality, the way you want it, but unfortunately it's not like that. Yep. They're just the kind of company they are. Yeah, you got to make money, but there's a fine line, especially if you're making products for kids and or like a big fan base. You got to put love in there too, you know. You got to show love for the people who has been keeping your business alive for such a long time. So you can't be greedy and you can't just try to make money all the time. I feel like they owe it to their fans, you know, to make good products and to make them like, give back to them big time. They wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the fans, you know. And there's so many little things that evolved from them, from Pokemon. There's so many things happening on the in the background, you know. Fans are just keeping the game alive too, you know. It's not just them. And it looks like fans are making more of an effort with fan made games. You know, cuz I just recently played forgot the name of it, but it's a fan made Pokemon game and it is so good. And it is for the old Game Boy. And it's so freaking good. But yeah, like they could be you know, they could be making those games too. But I'm hoping, you know, I'm hoping they just pull out some bangers in the future though, you know. But yeah, like usually what I do now is just I wait. When they release a game, I just wait and just see if it's really worth it. Says, yeah, we're trying to police the emulators. Yep. Exactly. It's so annoying, bro. It's so annoying. And putting people in prison for, you know, it's like, come on, man. These people are keeping the game alive for you. They're like, they're sharing the love, you know, in a sense. Because you're not doing it. Somebody's going to do it. No matter if you like it or not. Somebody's going to step in and give people what they want. And people work hard with not a lot of money either, you know. With a limit of money and just love for the game, they work really hard to get what they want from these games. And it sucks, the 3DS, you know, all these consoles, like the Wii U, they don't have, like, the internet, like, the actual means to play online anymore. It's not our fault, you know. That should be on them. Like, they should keep those things alive, you know. And then there's fan-made servers to keep these games running. Like, we keep stepping in. The fans keep stepping in and making it possible to play these games they love. Because not a lot of people like the modern day games. They prefer to play these old games online or whatever, you know. So why can't we have that, you know? They can definitely put aside some servers and dedicate it to the old consoles. Yeah, you don't have to sell us new games on it. That's okay. But keep it alive. Like, with all the money they make, that shouldn't, like, really make a dent at all. And not a lot of people play the older games, but for the ones that do, you know, you should have that still going for them, man. Like, honestly. Like, on TikTok store, I just see people playing still the PlayStation 1, you know? People still playing the PlayStation 2. There's people who just like a certain console and they still play it. Like, but yeah. I'm just hoping, like, Pokemon doesn't go down the drain. Again, it just got, like, massive popularity again. It's just getting bigger and bigger. But I'm hoping, like, the games actually are bangers. Because I don't care. Just make the games really good. And there's some of the games, the newer games, that are already, like, a couple years old that I liked. They could have been longer, though. They could have made a better post game. But games like Legends Arceus, like, that game was really cool. I like the concept of it being in the past. And it had a lot of things going for it. But it still feels like it's, like, lacking. The post games are, like, really lacking. Legend ZA, I really liked it, but it is lacking, you know. Unfortunately, I got the DLC and I still haven't really played it. just cuz like I got kind of bored of it. There's like too much talking and not the good type of talking, you know, either. Cuz I love to read. That's kind of my best subject in school back in the past, and I just, you know, read books for fun and stuff, but man, it's just so much crap. Just filler. I feel it's just all filler. I don't want to be a hater, but I'm just saying my perspective. At least these older games, like, they come off way better. Like, I don't know. It's pretty cool all these older games are coming back, because it's kind of funny seeing it online too, where people are stuck. People are getting stuck in the places where we got stuck, or like older people got stuck in the past, where they don't know what they're doing, where they kind of expect the whole party to get experience, and in these games you have to switch out your party to get experience. You have to work way harder. That's another thing, like the newer Pokemon games just give your whole party experience. It's just automatically, it's like, what? I always thought that was weird. I'm like, the older way takes more effort, but I kind of prefer the older way because it makes more sense. But yeah, they kind of like just quality of life, too much quality of life type of things into it, and it's just too easy. Especially Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and games like that. I love them too. Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Like, I actually really like that game, but it's too easy to for the experience points. Post game is pretty cool, where you fight trainers who are dedicated to single Pokemon, and you have to find that Pokemon, train it, and actually make it really strong in order to beat those trainers, because it's not that easy. You can't just beat those trainers like that. You gotta actually train a Pokemon and make them strong. So I kind of like that they did that. It's like master trainers. That was a really cool concept. And then the Mega Evolutions was pretty cool, but you know, they should have probably brought that in the middle of the game at least, not in the end of the game. But yeah. Blizzard. I think they should make like an adult version Pokemon, which they're never gonna do. The closest thing we got to like an adult version of Pokemon was the GameCube Pokemon games. That was it. It was super edgy, and there was like bombs and stealing Pokemon, and like your character actually steals Pokemon. And I played it for the first time like a year ago, and I was kind of surprised. I like, wow, Pokemon, like, they actually went a good direction, but there is a lot of like elements that weren't fun. Like, you have the only way to get Pokemon is by stealing it from like bad guys. You can't go in a grass patch. So it's a lot of weird little things where it's very restrictive. I do like how the graphics look. I do like the battle. Like when you get in a battle with people, like it looks super cool. But Yeah, it's like there's a lot of things missing from it. And I played I think like 3 hours of it. But yeah, I couldn't finish the game. Maybe one day I'll go back and try to finish it, but yeah, they could have made something like that, but with all the elements that people like in Pokemon. A more mature Pokemon would be sick, actually. For me, I kind of prefer a more grown-up version because the story would be more fascinating. The elements in the game would be more entertaining. You know, there's a lot of things. You don't have to completely like make it too adult. I kind of understand, but make it mature. You know. Or you have to be 18 years old in order to play the game. That would be so sick. A horror Pokemon? What? No way. That would be so freaking sick. For real? I never heard of that. Oh my god. I would be so freaking down. I'm not even about horror games, to tell you the truth. But Pokemon horror game? Yo. I would 100% play that. It would be kind of like a Luigi's Mansion type of thing, maybe. But for Pokemon. Oh my god, that would be so sick. I would definitely play that. Damn, I gotta look that up later. That sounds amazing. You see, why can't they do things like that, you know? Yeah, I got you. I'll have to look into it myself, but dang. Or even if a fan made Pokemon horror game, that would be so sick. I would definitely play that too. It doesn't have to be officially released by Nintendo. Like, I wouldn't care, like, if it's good. Yeah, I just recently started getting into the fan-made Pokemon games, and I'm like, why didn't I get into these a long time ago? The only one I played before was the Mario Mons fan-made Pokemon game, where it's just Mario characters and you catch different characters from the Mario universe in patches of grass, and it's pretty cool, man. And the game looks really well made. I played that for a couple hours and I thought it was decent, but I played an actual like fan-made game of Pokemon Crystal, and it is so good. I think it's called Prism. Pokemon Prism, I believe. But it is so good. Like, you can actually like customize your character. It has a more mature theme to it. It is fun to play too. There's already a lot of different things happening in the start of the game, you know. I still got to play that one more, but I really liked it. I think a new one just released for the DS, I believe, or 3DS, where it's a Pokemon game made by fans that has every generation Pokemon in it. I just saw it on YouTube Shorts, but it looks really nice. And they say they just finished the story. The whole story is just done 100%. But they're still working on like post-game stuff. But I gotta give these more a try, because man, it's like the type of elements, the type of things you wanted from Nintendo, from Game Freak specifically, and we're getting it from the fans, man. And it's good. Let's go, shiny. Okay, that's what I paused. Hold up. Come on. Feel like today's gonna be the day for the shiny, but we will see. Officially, that's how long it takes me to beat this game. It's like about 26, 27 hours, including post game. And that's the way I play, because I like to kind of catch every Pokemon I can. I like to fight every trainer, so it takes me about that long. When I was younger, I used to just speedrun the game without worrying about fighting trainers, just trying to avoid them and just trying to beat the game as fast as possible. I think I did like 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. I remember it took me that long. Nowadays, though, people they understand the game way better. There's more like information. So speedrunning these games, it takes people like 3 hours, 2 hours, and something minutes. Like, it is insane. Like, that's just super impressive. Like, honestly, no, I went too fast here. I was kind of watching a video last night of how the speedrunners understand the games, how the NPC moves, walking versus you on a bike. They move differently depending, you know, what you're on. If you're just walking, they're just on you. Okay, no problem. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. The NPCs move differently depending if you're on a bike or not. They count the frames, you know. There's just so many things. Another thing that fascinates me is actually manipulating the shinies, shiny manips, and how people understand kind of like the seed of what you're on and stuff. Penguin, let's go. But yeah, that's also cool. I still want to do that again. I did it before, but I want to do it again because I think it's really, really cool. Someone recently just did it on the Switch version of LeafGreen. So they're able to manip a perfect Starmie. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully today. Today's the day. Today's the day. Shiny Deoxys, come into my life with your golden turquoise. it would be super nice to get this in the Fire Red version of the physical cartridge, just because it will be like a more complete feeling. Just because I did work on a whole shiny team that took me a long time, a whole year and some change. So to get a shiny Deoxys in that game would be perfect, I think. It'll feel like the game is just super complete. I still have a lot of Pokemon to catch, shiny hunt, but it still feels like I'm on my way to just destroying it, you know, like in a good way. So, but for the Switch version, it would be cool to have a shiny Deoxys on Pokemon Home. You know, an official shiny Deoxys in Pokemon Home would be awesome, like legit. Of course, on Fire Red on this one, it would come out legit if I were to do the whole transfer from every, you know, Pokemon game to get it to Pokemon Home. It will still be considered legit, but you know, it's still kind of different too. And to be honest, I don't want to take out these Pokemon from my physical cartridges of Pokemon. Like, it feels bad. I want to keep it there. There's no reason for me to put it on like modern day Pokemon games. It makes no sense. I prefer to have them here and to keep them here. You know, it means more. The cool thing is I have this device that lets you connect these games on the computer, so you can make backups. So let's say if your battery runs out on the Game Boy Color Pokemon games or the Game Boy games, you never lose your file. If you keep making backups of it, you can replace the battery and then use the device and back up your save and write your save on the actual cartridge. So you're good to go. Like, so if you have the ability to do that, you can still like transfer any Pokemon you want and then write your save on your cartridge again and then get those Pokemon back like it never left. So, which is really cool because you can still see them in modern games, you know. The only really cool thing about that is that there's certain Pokemon that you can't get in modern day Pokemon games that you can only get in the older games. And when you move it to modern day games, seeing the actual Pokemon in that in that game, that kind of gives it a whole new look, you know, whole new design and stuff. It's pretty cool to see it, you know. They look like different, you know, depending the game you put them on. Like right now, Absolblogs and there's other streamers who, when they catch a shiny Pokemon in the old game, they immediately take it to the GameCube version of the game, and they kind of showcase it on Pokemon Coliseum and this other game, and you get to see the 3D sprite of it, you know, especially on the old GameCube Pokemon game. Like, they have shinies that have different colors, so they look completely different. They have their own like shinies in that game, so it's really funny to see it there. That was another reason I was playing the GameCube Pokemon games, is just to get to that point where you can bring your GBA game and you can see it, your Pokemon there. It's like you can, I think it's like a battle thing where you can use your GBA team, Pokemon team, to fight the GameCube team or whatever. They just do random battles or something. I don't know. I don't know too much of it, but it's something like that. So it'll be cool to do it. Almost 2,400. Let's go. Blah. I think my goal, if I was richer, I would collect certain Pokemon stuff, not every Pokemon stuff, because they're just things in the end of the day. Like, unless it's like very special, like the Pokemon pinball machine, that would be the first thing I buy for sure if I had that kind of money, because that is pretty amazing to me. Like, the Pokemon pinball machine looks so freaking nice. Like, you can tell they put like their love into that machine to just make it perfect. It looks so badass. Like, man, I would love to have that. But things like that that are like crazy special, I would definitely just buy it in a heartbeat and just, you know, customize a room just to make it really nice and just have all my like little treasures, you know, for a gamer room. But things like that I would definitely collect. Like older Pokemon games with like that, them still being brand new in the cartridge, graded, you know. Something really special like that. That would be things I would collect. Plushies and stuff, I would not collect that. It's just, it's cool. Certain plushies are cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like a Snorlax one or Gengar, stuff like that, but that's just there, you know. I end up giving those things away to, you know, family members and stuff that are kids and stuff, you know. I don't really, it's pretty cool to have certain ones, like my favorite starters, but at the end of the day, it's like, they're just plushies, you know. I'm not a collector of those things. But for the video games and for like special edition things that come out that it's related to the video game, like, hands down, man. I also like older arcade machines, so I like to get like an old Mortal Kombat one. There's a couple of ones I like. Just Unreal Tournament. There's certain ones I can't even remember right now, but it would be dope to have that arcade machines. Tekken, the older Tekken games. But yeah, I really like fighters too. Like, growing up, that's pretty much games that I really like were fighters type games and RPG games. Those were like my all-time favorite. RPG games ended up really taking over when I was a teenager. Like, those were the things that I really like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, you know. There's other games I played too. Dragon Ball Z, but you know, that's RPG and fighters put together. But yeah. But yeah, my what I'm trying to collect now is just the games, trying to find them really cheap prices and just slowly collect them. Literally, it's been taking me years, freaking years, to just collect the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance Pokemon games. And some DS games. So, they're not cheap, and it's really cool to have them. Like, right now, like, I got Pokemon Fire Red when it was $100. I think it's like kind of low in price right now, but a really good copy for $100. And I got Emerald when it was just $100. I got Soul Silver, but I got a really nice one with the box. I got it with the box, the big box edition where it brought the Pokewalker So that one cost me like 200 and something dollars back then. Now those things are like $400 plus to get the actual big box edition with the Pokewalker and everything. So these games are expensive, especially the GameCube ones. Thank God I don't have like a nostalgia kind of connection with the GameCube ones, because man, that would be so expensive to get those games. I'm hoping I just find them in the wild in a garage sale or something, and then just some older lady has it from her grandkid or whatever the hell, her son that had the GameCube and doesn't play it, just doing off other things, and I'll just buy it for like $10 or something, or $5. That would be the best case scenario. I say that and I don't even go to garage sales. It's funny. And all the garage sales I ever went to, I never seen anything like that. Like the things I want to see, I never see. It's like you really gotta go out there and go to different garage sales and just make that a thing, and then you find those deals, you know? Then you get lucky. $2,400 and not one shiny. It's been kind of fun just like doing these streams, just because I'm able to shiny hunt more. Just because I'm streaming, it just pushes you to shiny hunt for longer than you usually would if you were just not streaming. So it's pretty cool to actually have the feeling of shiny hunting, like having that good feeling plus pushing yourself to stream like longer because you're streaming. So pretty cool to see the videos in the future when you actually accomplish this, like getting that shiny that you wanted. You're going back in history, in your own history, and you're just like, oh wow, that was really cool that I did that. My longest shiny hunt, well, the longest shiny hunt is Zangoose right now, that I'm still shiny hunting. But that's because I'm on and off, but I put a lot of hours into it, actually. My actual successful shiny hunt on stream was 2 months, and it was Snorlax. So it's kind of cool. I think that's my most accomplished shiny, maybe, if I'm not missing any right now. My most accomplished shiny is Snorlax, because it's the one on the road. I wasn't even hatching eggs or anything. So it was the only one on the road. You need to wake up with a flute. So the fact that I got that shiny and I got the gender I wanted and everything, it's like insane. I got so lucky, let me tell you, because I really wanted a male Snorlax, and that's what I got. So I was fully like satisfied. I ended up making like this vegan burger just to like, you know, celebrate, and it tasted so good too. Even the burger tasted amazing. It was a perfect day. And then the other fact is that I wasn't shaving my facial hair, not even to fix it, for 2 whole months, which is not a long time to be honest, but for me, mine's looks kind of weird when I grow it out. Like, it doesn't look the way I want it to, so that was kind of like the challenge. Just don't shave your face. And so it was pretty amazing. Like that day, the satisfaction of shaving again, satisfaction of eating a delicious burger that I've been craving, a burger for a while, kind of weeks, I think it was. And so I just ended up doing it that same day. I got a shiny Snorlax. So sick, man, to actually get these shinies on a GBA cartridge too, like not emulation. Like it is like surreal, man. It is super, like you get this super satisfying accomplishment, you feel, you know. But yeah, just to pop in the game and see all my shinies too on my Game Boy, it is nuts. I'm like, yo, look at my whole shiny team. So cool. My babies. And for for my shiny team, I named all of them. They all have like a special nickname to them. So yeah, probably my most precious Pokemon game is probably Fire Red right now, to be honest. It's the one you're seeing on screen right now, on the right side. This is my dearest to me, because I put my time and my love. This one, I'll never make a new game. 0 chance. I'll make a new game for my Fire Red. That's gonna stay like that. And I can still shiny hunt so many Pokemon, so it's not like, oh, you know, there's not much to do now, blah, blah. No, there's a lot. There's a lot of shiny hunting to do. So, shoot. I would be shiny hunting on it if it wasn't for all these other games I have. Pokemon games that I'm trying to accomplish certain things. So, at the moment, I'm trying to get my shiny Sudowoodo, so I'm super excited. Like, that's another one that's like, I always wanted a shiny Sudowoodo in Crystal in the older games, cause it's the one I want to get. I may get it twice, cause I'm breeding it right now, but I don't count that as like an official shiny accomplishment, so to speak. Cause breeding it, there's like a weird brokenness to Crystal where breeding a Pokemon with a shiny Pokemon in the daycare gives you a broken 1 in 64 chance versus 1 in 8,192 chance. So it's kind of broken. I'm on my 20th egg of Sudowoodo. I still haven't got it, but definitely like not gonna be bad at all. And then later, the official Sudowoodo I want to get is the one that you have to water, that hates water in the story. That's the one I want shiny. It's so funny. You water Sudowoodo and then he just attacks you. That is like so awesome. Even Snorlax. You use the flute to wake him up and he wakes up grumpy as hell and attacks you for waking him up. So sick. And then to have that Pokemon shiny from the actual story of the game, like, that's like an accomplishment right there. So I got goals. Those are like, it's super satisfying to know you shiny hunting those Pokemon and you caught it. And by the way, Sudowoodo is strong as hell. I have a level 28 Quilava, and it's my strongest Pokemon right now. And like, he does a certain move, and it just takes out a huge chunk of my HP. So I'm gonna have to do my homework when I really go for shiny hunting Sudowoodo, because he's at level 20, but he's still really strong. I'm gonna need to I have a Pokemon that can put him to sleep now, but he's just low level. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a good setup so I can be able to capture him with no problems. Because it is sketchy, man. Even though you find the shiny, doesn't mean you're gonna catch it. Like, you gotta be smart, like doing your homework, knowing what all his moves are, knowing what could happen. So yeah. But that's part of the fun, right? Part of the challenge. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm slowly though I for LeafGreen and Fire Red, that's strictly on the physical cartridge. I would never like just play it unless it's like really fragile. The actual physical cartridge is like very fragile where it can break. But for sure, I rather play it on the actual cartridge. But for my Game Boy Color games and Game Boy games of Pokemon, I'm slowly starting to play them with their backups instead of the actual cartridge because of the battery issue, and like I'm just feeling like I don't want disappointment. But I'm just playing them like their backup ROM type format, just so I can have a better experience, especially with Pokemon Yellow. For some reason, my Pokemon Yellow, I lost my save file twice on it. So even though I put like a brand new battery, there's something wrong with the chip where it drains the little save battery. It just drains it a little faster than usual. So that one I'm doing a playthrough finally, but it's on the analog pocket and it's a backup of the game. And I feel good, man. I feel good about it. Like, I don't feel bad I'm not playing on the actual cartridge. It's just, for that one, it's not worth it. For my Crystal, like, I still play it. But slowly, I'm kind of moving to preserving my games. You know? It's still the real game. Yeah, it's not 100% on the cartridge, but it's not on the cartridge at all. But, you know, it's the actual game. But we'll see. But yeah, I feel like preserving it makes more sense, and the games I could like play, and you know, without it being a problem, I could still play right now, so it's fine. That's the cool thing about LeafGreen. If I read it, you don't need a battery. Like, not even for berries or nothing. You don't need no battery. It just works. It keeps your save data. Everything works fine. I know there is a point where I want to modify my Pokemon Yellow and just get a new motherboard, replace some of the chips, and actually do a whole, like, you know, a whole thing, a whole mod. There's a Reddit post or like some sort of post somewhere where somebody did it, and they fixed the fact that, you know, for it needing a battery, you could actually change it so it wouldn't need a battery. So they changed that whole thing. They put like this this capacitor with certain points of a certain chip into the board. But they actually changed the whole board itself and everything. It's really cool and fascinating. It's just for you to solder something that small, you have to have the right tools. And plus, to get all those little chips is actually not expensive. It's the whole motherboard that's expensive to get like a really nice one. And then from like your old chips, if they still work from your Pokemon Yellow, you can just like take them out, put them in the new chip, and then hopefully everything works fine. But it is really cool, and I do want to eventually do it. I was going to do it a long time ago because that sounds like a really fun project. And my Pokemon Yellow, it's not like in amazing condition to preserve it. You know, it's like all right. It's a little beat up, not gonna lie. So for that one, I don't mind. And Pokemon Yellow cartridges are like pretty cheap compared to other Pokemon games. But yeah, I can definitely find another one, like a really good one, and then preserve it. But I think my Pokemon Yellow, it's gonna go to that road. I think eventually every Pokemon game, they're gonna, if you don't like preserve it and just keep it and just leave it alone, they're of course gonna wear out way faster than usual, and people are just gonna mod them, and so they can just work, future proof it, you know. But if not, people are just gonna preserve them and leave them alone, because nothing lasts forever, especially plastic, you know, so it's gonna degrade. I wouldn't doubt it if people have them in like a vacuum chamber already, some of these games, and just have them super preserved. That's what I would do if I'm a rich guy. I would just get a vacuum chamber and just put all my precious Pokemon game in there so they don't degrade anymore. And then in 60 years, you know, you make a crazy profit. There goes your retirement. And you're good to go, man. Yeah, you can pass it down if if they appreciate it. Because most of the time, what your kids are gonna do, and their kids, they're just gonna end up selling it, which is fine if you have money. There's a little, like, you know, there's a little thing just in case things go bad and you need money. But yeah, I know eventually you're gonna get really old, and you know, people are gonna end up probably just selling their stuff. So eventually, there's other things that are way important in life. So that's definitely a possible outcome. Even though this is so amazing, and these games are gonna be worth too much money to get again if you were to sell them. I would definitely wait probably like 5, well, not 5, God, probably like 10, 20 years to even have the idea. You know, is it worth it or not? But another 20 years, man, of course these games are gonna be very fragile. People just want to keep them just to keep them, not even to play them, just to acquire them. So the red Dorito. Give me a shiny. Give it to me. Almost 2,500. Kinda feels good to do 3 hours of shiny hunting. It feels like I'm actually doing a good amount, especially with 2 games now, for sure. I'm definitely getting like a lot of encounters. Precisely, I'm getting 600 plus encounters every time I stream, so that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. It'll be 300 encounters if I was just doing 1 game by itself. So it's not bad at all. You could take it slow and just do 1 hour. Like, it all depends, really, you know, on your schedule and stuff, but I kind of like to push myself. I like to suffer. So I just do 3 hours. And then afterwards, like, I take a break, I eat food, I do things that I'm supposed to do around, you know, in my life. I get things done, and then I do more shiny hunting. Though it is tiring, not gonna lie. It's good to take a good break so you don't burn yourself out. Because definitely you, shiny hunting, especially new shiny hunters, you can burn yourself out quick if you're not used to it. I can see people kind of like, you know, not having a good time. Because there's a lot of new streamers, new shiny hunters. And I just look at them. They don't look like they're having a good time at all. Like, even I get tired. There's more tiring days than others. Because, of course, you're an adult. You have other responsibilities. But you can tell the difference between a person who's used to shiny hunting. They're just chilling. They're just talking about topics and having a good time and laughing. And other people are just miserable. They have, like, a face. But, yeah, there are those days that are just more tiring than usual, and you cannot, like, you know, shake it off. But you still have to have fun with it whenever you can, you know. But definitely it's an accomplishment if you never got a shiny before and you get one with patience and you persevere and you don't quit. Respects to you, because that is not easy at all. Something new like that, that's really hard. This is very tedious. So yeah, I respect that. And then once you do it once, you know it's possible. And then that's when it starts becoming more fun slash easier. Because you know it's possible, you know, like, oh, okay, nice. And then the next one you do, you're going to have more fun with it. And if you get it even faster, you're really going to have fun with it. Until you get one of those shiny hunts where they last forever. For me, that happened for the first time, where just a shiny hunt took me forever. Was shiny hunting Lugia in Pokemon Soul Silver. That was the crazy thing is that to make you kind of understand how much I wanted that Pokemon. I got the game for my birthday. You know, it was a gift. I was extremely stoked. And I shiny hunting for a starter, and it didn't take me that crazy amount of time, but I shiny hunted for a Cyndaquil in the game. It's actually not even that bad to shiny hunt in those games. And I just played it 24/7, and I got to Lugia. I'm like, okay, that's one of my goals. Shiny hunt the starter and shiny hunt the legendary Pokemon on the box art. At least that one. And so I got to Lugia, and I'm so excited for Sakura Lugia. It looks beautiful. And I just kept going and going for months. Then I took a break after a couple months. And then I didn't pick it back up until like a year from that point. And I would pick it up. Like, actually, I would pick it up and try for a couple hours for like a week, then put it back down. And it will be like that for like a whole year. And then finally, you know, I just kept going. And it didn't come like right away either. It took me a while from that time, and finally it decided to show itself. Like, I remember it was like a whole new day. I'm like, okay, let me shiny hunt this guy for like 3 hours or so, 2 hours. And it came pretty quickly. I think in like the first hour or so, it showed up, and I was just so happy. I was so freaking happy. And I showcase it. At the time I had like a Tumblr, and then I was like showcasing the thing in the Tumblr, and I was just so happy. There were some people in there. There's like a shiny hunting like people in Tumblr, and so like people from the Pokemon community were like liking my post, and I was liking their posts. There's like other shiny hunters like showcasing their stuff, and it was pretty fun. It's sad I lost my password to my Tumblr, so I can't get back in there, but because I would showcase all my other shinies that I recently got, you know, but it's been so long, and yeah. Almost 2,500. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. The cool thing is streaming without the camera on is you can just put music and jam out, and time goes a lot faster like that. That's the only thing I do miss. It sucks where they have copyright. Like, they, you know, I understand to a degree, but come on, man. Like, it only increases sales of those people, and anybody can listen to music for free. You know, it's not like back in the day where you have to buy a CD in order to listen to a song. No, you go to YouTube and you have it. You go to SoundCloud. Well, SoundCloud is a bad example because you do have to pay for it, but you could get these songs and listen to them fairly easy. So it sucks you can't just play any song you want and just be vibing, you know? They gotta kind of like work. It's like everybody wants money for everything, pretty much. If they see somebody making money and you putting their songs in the background, they're gonna want money from you. They were like, no, give me some of that money you're making. If you're flat broke and, you know, nobody's watching you, they don't care. But when you start making money, that's when people start caring about copyright. It's not when you're broke. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Come on, shiny. Show yourself. Nope. I want to see those golden legs. He kind of has a really like similar design to Arceus. They have like the same legs to me. I'll have to see a picture. Of course it's not exact, but there's certain like, you know, elements to his body that looks exactly from like what Arceus is, you know. Arceus is like, you know, shape and stuff. Like even the hips and stuff right there. Like the stomach area, that kind of reminds me of Arceus too. So I never noticed that. But one is a god and the other one is just a virus, so you know, I don't know if there's something poetic there or what's going on. The fact that they consider Deoxys a virus just makes it 1,000 times cooler. It's so sick. Like, he's corrupting, pretty much. He's a corrupting type of Pokemon. I kind of like the dark kind of like lore. Those are kind of, I think, the Pokemon I like the most. Like Porygon, he's been banned, you know, from games. Well, he's in, of course, future games and stuff, but I just mean he got banned. The episode got banned, and he was just, so you know, it has bad like a bad history to it, and it's so sick. And that's not the reason I like it, you know. It's not, but the fact that he's like, you know, also a computer type Pokemon that's kind of like a virus in itself. I don't know if the description says he's a virus, but so sick, you know. From a guy who likes computers and stuff, like, it's pretty sick. I'm very into like you know, programs. Like, I'm not a programmer, but I like to like, you know, hack systems and stuff like that. So I kind of like the dark aspect of certain Pokemon. Gengar being like the ghost Pokemon of Clefairy. He's for sure Clefairy if he was alive. So sick. And then if that was a thing, right? I know that's why that they probably didn't announce it as like a major, like a real thing, but wouldn't there be like ghost alternatives to every Pokemon if that was the case? If Gengar was indeed a dead Clefairy's ghost. But yeah. Yeah, certain Pokemon are so like badass. $2,500. So I think we're gonna get to 2,600 today. I think that should like be at the 3-hour mark. And yeah, that's good for me. I gotta figure out a way to go get some food. You know, real quick. I got other things to do. Been super busy guy. I think it's really good to stay busy though. Like, you just feel more active in a sense. You feel like it's just healthier for sure. Like, you can feel a difference. You just gotta keep moving, man. Even if things aren't going your way 100%, you gotta keep on moving no matter what. Even with the circumstances. even with everything, you can make your own life happier and content. You don't need certain elements, certain things to make yourself happy. It doesn't work like that. Because you can have everything in the world and still be very depressed, very down. It has nothing to do with that, so just keep on moving. Sometimes you have very precious things, very worthwhile things, priceless things in your life that a lot of people don't have, that we could easily take things for granted, things in life we have, and yeah, you just gotta appreciate the small things, which are the real big things in life, the most precious things. So shine on, you crazy diamond. They kind of look very different, like the side by side. They almost look like, not just the color, but it kind of looks different design, but it's like completely the same. It's just the color is different. But look how nice the GameCube one looks, like with the prism. It looks like the colors are popping, bro. Looks so freaking nice. GameCubes, man. I think any shiny hunter should definitely have a GameCube. You know, try to get yourself a GameCube and a Game Boy player and learn how to mod. It is really nice. And if you get yourself a nice little CRT TV, it's pure nostalgia, man. Like, it is beautiful. I have a original PS2, the fat one. And I have like old consoles, and I have a CRT TV, and when you connect it, it just makes sense. Everything like fits, you know. It's supposed to be played on a CRT, like you know, TV. These games, so you could. There are like CRT mods that you can find someone to do, because it's very dangerous. Let me tell you that. Working on a CRT TV and modifying it or fixing it or whatever, if you open it up, do not open it up if you don't know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta take away that voltage that stays on a CRT TV. It kills people. So, but I do want to modify my CRT TV to make it like, make the picture look super nice. Because right now it's just default. I may take it to a person. I prefer to do things on my own and just modify things on my own, because it's not that crazy, to be honest. There are just certain things I don't have, like there's a ring that kind of fixes the dead pixels, or fixes, like, you know, the orientation of like the whole screen. And it's a ring. I don't know what's it really called. There's a name for it. But you plug it into a wall, and then it emits a frequency that changes the actual display of the CRT TV, and it fixes it. Sometimes you can't fix every CRT TV, but I have to still do that to my TV. There's a modification you can do. The only reason I haven't done it yet is just because they don't have a plug for the GameCube, because mostly I play the GameCube, or it will be the PS2, and the PS2 is not like the highest on the list, because the GameCube would be the highest on the list for shiny hunting and whatnot. But there's a proprietary cable that there's a website that sells it. They are the ones who modified said thing to sell on their website. So they're like creating things, but it's mostly for like I think for very old consoles. It's for very old heads who are into the older games and older consoles. Is for them right now. But GameCube and stuff, it's not on top of their list. Or I don't. They probably have something for PS2, but yeah, like GameCube is not there yet. I have to check on it, but I still want to make the mod, cause if you're kind of tech savvy, modifying hardware and stuff, you could make your own cable to fit into that modification, cause it's like a very specific input that like you add to your CRT TV. So you can use that cable to connect to your other old consoles and then get that high dynamic range freaking colors. I don't know what's the exact the thing that it does to it, but it looks crazy nice. It looks so freaking nice. But I definitely want to do it. I have another CRT TV that's like smaller, and that one is like, it is burnt out, bro. Like the LCD screen, like the actual screen, even when it's off, you can see the burn in. It says video 1 burn in on the actual, like, the screen itself. So that one for sure I can modify the go crazy with it, It's just I don't know much about it, so. And then there's so many different types of CRT TV, so it's not a one fits all type of deal most of the time, But that's something I'm kind of looking forward to do, because I'm definitely going to use my CRT TV a lot more once I do that. And I can play my PS2 on it and have a very nice screen, sharp, everything looking sharp. It'll make me want to play older games like that, and it feels right. Just when you're playing on a console like a CRT TV that has just insane picture quality, like it just seems like that's where you're supposed to play it 100%. It sucks we have to do so much like modifications in order for it to look right on modern day TVs. But yeah, if you just fix the picture quality and make it look sharper, that's all you need to do on a CRT, and whatever you throw at it, it's gonna look freaking wonderful. Beautiful. Yeah, there's always little projects. If I knew anything about it and had more confidence, it would be done already. Because I'm like that. If I study a video, I study what kind of tools I need, the parts, and then just sum everything up, see if it's worth it. Once I do all that, do the math, and I feel like, yeah, it could work, I just do it. I don't even think about it. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to do it. I just order the parts, and yeah, just have, when you're modifying a console, when you're fixing a console, whatever, working on anything you're fixing technology-wise, you got to choose a day where you wake up very calm, that you feel happy and you're very calm, because you do not want to rush, especially something you never did before. Even something you did before, like, never rush things like that, because you're going to set yourself up for failure. Because even if you do the mod, if you weren't paying attention and you didn't put too much solder, or you didn't do this or that, it's not going to last for a long time. So you have to choose a day where you're very calm, because that's what I do. I choose a day I'm very calm, and yeah, I feel really good. And then I have a lot of patience. I feel like very relaxed, and everything, I'm just taking my time, because it's gonna require you to do all sorts of things: cleaning, resoldering, taking out old solder, probably ordering parts, probably gluing things together, It's something you want to dedicate all your time into and do a really nice job. Put your heart into it, and it's gonna come out perfect. Like, I've taken apart my every console I've owned. I've taken it apart. My PS4, it was working perfectly fine, and I took it apart, I cleaned it, and I put new thermal paste. And then there was just one day where the power switch wasn't working, and so I ended up taking it apart like 10-15 more times, and I finally fixed it. And I knew nothing of it. I wasn't looking up things online. I was just looking at the parts itself, you know, whether something got loose or something got corroded. And it took me a couple of tries, but I ended up fixing it myself, you know, instead of paying somebody to do it. But consoles like that, I don't feel like they're crazy. There's always things you need to know, though, especially handling with the battery. If anything has a battery inside, you got to be very careful not to touch anything. So you have to know. But I already knew that about the PS4, so. But yeah, anybody can get into anything. Just be careful, man. Be smart. Always study. But hobbies like that, like for me, they're really cool. I definitely do all my my batteries for the Game Boy Pokemon games. I replace them myself because I know I'm gonna do a good job. There's a lot of things you know, somebody else can mess it up for you, because the closest retro game shop that's by me, I bought a Pokemon Yellow from them, and it ended up not being soldered right. You see, if the battery died, I'll be like, okay. You never know about these small batteries, because you can order them and then they don't have a lot of charge. From wherever you bought them from, you can buy it brand new, but they can be sitting in a factory floor for like years, and then finally it gets to your house. So that's fine if the battery died, but for him to not solder something right, and I saw the soldering job, and it wasn't good at all. It was so bad. It was like a little kid did it. I was like, oh my god, bro. I can't believe I trusted you. I remember he specifically told me, hey, I soldered it, a new battery, so you're good to go. I'm like, oh, cool, man. Hell yeah. And it didn't even last me the one day. I remember it was just having weird problems where it was resetting the thing. I was like, there's no way. And so I checked it, and bad soldering job. You have to take out the old solder when you're putting new solder for it to actually be legit. You have to make sure not to overheat the motherboard when you're doing it. You have to make sure you're putting the right amount of solder. You're being careful what you're doing. You do a clean job too. Like, if you're gonna do it, do a really nice job, man. If you have all the tools and everything. Even if you're in a rush to just play the game, bro, I 100% promise you, if you do a quick job just to play the game, it's not going to be permanent. It's going to last you probably a couple days, maybe weeks, maybe months, but if you do a really good job from the start, you know for damn well you're going to, like, your game's going to last you a while. Another awesome thing to have, not a lot of people think about, it's a multimeter. Just to check the actual voltage of a new battery. Because it cannot be. It could be a new battery, but it's not a fresh battery. There's a difference. So yeah, like, if I have to replace my Pokemon cartridges again, the battery, I'm probably gonna look up what I'm gonna do. Like, I already kind of like made a note to myself that, hey, if you're gonna do this, look up for like really good battery companies for those batteries specifically that tend to ship fresh batteries. So I'm gonna go to Reddit posts. I'm gonna go and just dive deep in the internet a little bit. Search which batteries are known to be awesome batteries that last longer than their competitors, that actually are legit and that's what I'm gonna put in him like this time, because what I usually go for, to be honest, is just getting something that's reliable and fast right away without doing too much homework. Just going and shopping in Amazon and then seeing what people write, which you can't always go by that, because that's easily, people could do that easily, they can fake it. But I tend to just do that, and people are like, hey, yeah, it's good, 4.4 rating, yeah, and then it just ends up not lasting a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna do my homework really well, get really really good batteries, and then that should last me at least 5+ years. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes even longer, you know, if you really find a really good like battery company that are legit, those batteries should like last you 10-20 years, man. You know, at least 15 years. But yeah, it all depends. The thing about it, which is not a lot of people think about it, but depending how much you play the actual game, it's gonna deplete your battery way faster. Because the battery holds your save, but it's also doing other things, and it depletes it. So the more you play, the shorter of a lifespan it's gonna have. So these games, that's why like you have to have some sort of backup system, because if you have your save file, you're backing it up. Whenever it dies, you switch the battery, you back it up, you write the save onto the cartridge, you're good to go, man. Like, nothing to worry about. Give me my shiny. I was thinking of nicknaming Deoxys Dio. But Dio, it's spelled different from... It's not DEO, it's DIO. So... I'm like, it can still work, but... But still, I like to name it something, maybe something very clever. That's what I shoot for the most. Just something clever and funny. Something that fits perfectly, or just something sentimental. It would be something like that. Just to name it something random, that probably that'll be the last thing I will do. I have to be creative in some way, you know, like, so I can laugh and be like, oh, that was a really perfect, you know, nickname for this Pokemon. He's a virus alien Pokemon, so I don't know. I have to think about it. Damn, so we're getting close to 2,600 already. Jeez. And we still have 20 minutes to go. We got there pretty dang quick. But this time I am gonna like stop at the, I guess when we hit 2,600 mark, just cause I need to eat some food. I had like barely anything in the morning. I've been awake for a while, so had a long day already. Holy diver, who's gone and seen in a midnight scene? Oh, what is come to me? Gotta get away. Dang, man. If I don't get the shiny today, come on. There's still a chance, so I don't want to write it in stone with my words and be like, I didn't get it today. There's still couple encounters to go. There's still a chance. The universe might toss me a little something something. The cool thing is I could hunt him again on LeafGreen, the new copy coming soon. So I'm gonna have at least, I'll say 2 if I get it on Fire Red, you know. For this one, you can't really bring it to your cartridges, so. But that's crazy, man. In order for you to get all the Deoxys, damn, you have to make like new save games and beat the whole game just to get there. I mean, worst case scenario, if you're just shooting for a shiny Deoxys, you could just speed run the game as fast as you can. Not really dedicate your time for catching Pokemon, completing the Pokédex, fighting every trainer. It should be pretty quick. It's not that bad. Like, it took me 3 days taking my time and playing the game the way I want to beat the game and post-game, so honestly, this game's not too bad to beat. Especially if you beat it already a couple times, you know what to do, and it's pretty fast. And just go straight to Deoxys and then rinse and repeat. The good thing is, if you have like a backup device, you could just start a new save file and then just bring your old progress, your own backup back to the cartridge, and it's completely safe. It is super safe. So of course things could go wrong, but there's always a chance for something going really wrong, but for most of the time it is super safe. So me, I have a lot to lose if something happens to my Fire Red save. that would be it, bro. I would just keep it the way it is and probably never play the game again. Be like, yep, I'm retiring. At least I have it on the internet. All the shiny Pokemon I caught. Alright, so I got 2 more tries. Let's see. And I'm legit stopping. Alright, one more time and that's it. I'm gonna have to call it. I'm gonna have to hang up my hat. Here he goes. The last Deoxys of the day. And tomorrow will be a week. A whole week of hunting him. Even if I don't even know if I'm going to stream tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. No shiny. That's it. It's all good. Had fun. Just we're getting a lot of encounters, so it makes me really happy. I'm actually making a good effort, but it is what it is. You can't, you know, when it's not your time, it's not your time. This is shiny hunting. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. Anybody who enjoyed the video, who got entertained, you know, hopefully I made somebody's day. But yeah, next time. It's the next one, I think. I have a good feeling about number 7. Day number 7, right? But hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Take care.